Hello, so today I'm going to be reviewing Reflux Raft, which is a natural alginate-based therapy for acid reflux and for heartburn. Before we get into the actual review, let's do a quick science lesson. Heartburn happens when the acid that's built and created in your stomach spills up into your esophagus. Now, the lining of your stomach, built to handle stomach acid, obviously. The lining of your esophagus, not so much. The tissue is softer, it causes damage. It can lead to, of course, first and foremost, heartburn, unpleasant feeling, burping, nasty, and it can even lead to ulcers and damage to the esophagus. Obviously, that is not what we're looking for. So we take supplements and medications to mitigate that, to keep that stomach acid from rising up into the esophagus and causing that heartburn symptom. Now, how traditional acid reflux treatments and heartburn relief treatments work is one of a few different ways. The most popular ones are antacids and, for instance, Tums. What those do is they actually have agents in them that are designed to neutralize the acid that is in your stomach, right? So it comes into the acid in your stomach and it neutralizes it. It gets rid of it. It cancels it out chemically on a chemical level. There are also ones that work on the mechanisms in your stomach that produce the acid to ensure that they produce less acid, right? These are going to be PPIs or histamine H2 blockers. Those work to bind to the receptors that tell your stomach to produce more acid, and they say, hey, stop it. We have enough acid, right? So both of those reduce the amount of acid in your stomach. And when there's less acid to spill up into your esophagus, right? Those are just a few examples of how traditional heartburn treatments work. Now, alginate-based therapies, they work very differently and they are all natural. So what they do is they use a compound found in brown algae, AKA kelp, to create a gel-like raft, hence raft, in your stomach that sits on top of the contents of your stomach, thus preventing the acid from rising into your esophagus because it's kind of a physical barrier for the acid so that it cannot spill up into the esophagus and give you that nasty heartburn. This is pretty cool because it's alginate-based therapies do not have any known side effects. Of course, everyone's digestive tract is different, and so you could experience symptoms or side effects like you do with any medication ever, but alginate-based therapies have been used for a very long time and they are not known to have side effects. Issues that you have with things, especially like PPIs and H2 blockers, is that because of how they work to block production of acid, they can also cause issues with absorbing important nutrients because they're altering the way that your stomach works, the way that your digestive tract works, right? This does not do that. You won't get rebound, reflux, which is something that can happen. It just acts as a physical barrier. It doesn't change how much acid your stomach produces. It just makes sure that that acid stays where it should be. How this works, you take a teaspoon after every meal and one before bed. And you're supposed to take it after every meal because as you digest, you're gonna digest this stuff and it's gonna form that raft. And that's what's gonna sit on top of whatever meal you just ate and prevent it from being spilled up into your esophagus. It works for up to 4 hours after meals. And I love taking it right before bed because I get really bad acid reflux in bed when I lay down. I don't want to prop my head up that much. It hurts my shoulders and my neck. So I'd rather just kind of lay flat with my one pillow. And this lets me do that. Reflux Raft. This is $32 a bottle. This is the lemon ginger flavor. They do also have a berry flavor and a PM version called Midnight Berry that has some melatonin in it to help you go to sleep, even if you're having some bad heartburn symptoms. Now, this comes in the form of like a little gel, right? So I'll show you guys right now. Smells pretty cool. Actually, it doesn't smell like anything. And of course I'm eyeballing a teaspoon. And this is not disgusting. You look at this, you're like, I'm not sure about that. I was kind of eked about the whole gel thing because, you know, Tums come in a chewable tablet. My Prevacid comes in a little pill that I just pop. I don't have trouble with pills. If you do have trouble swallowing pills, I can see this being a good alternative for you. I'm gonna try it right now to prove to you guys that I consume it. Not bad. Not the most delicious thing I've ever had, but this lemon ginger is pretty cool. And the ginger is also a natural digestive aid. Now, a huge selling point for this is that it is organic and all natural. You're not gonna find that with most heartburn treatments. Tums are not organic, Prevacid is not organic or all natural, but this one is. And it contains their proprietary alginate complex, which includes calcium carbonate, which is an antacid, so it is going to give you immediate relief from symptoms. Sodium alginate, that is of course the alginate in there, sodium bicarbonate and potassium bicarbonate. So not only does it have that algae for lasting relief from heartburn symptoms, but it also has antacids, which always work immediately. They work much faster. So you're getting kind of a dual action effect here. I have personally noticed that it very much works for me. The con is probably taking 3 to 4 teaspoons of this a day. That's not always the easiest to do, and I'm not good about remembering to do that, but the flavor is inoffensive. It doesn't have a lasting, weird, lingering aftertaste. I can see it being really good for people who struggle with pills or chewable tablets. It's much more pleasant in experience than chewing a Tum. And I've just noticed that it really helps me. It works immediately. I have GERD, and I refuse to do, you know, the things that they want me to do, which is avoid acidic foods and spicy foods. I love hot sauce. I love tomatoes, and I don't want to give those up, frankly. So this provides me with a very good solution so that I can enjoy those foods and not suffer afterward. It is $32 a bottle. It comes with 47 servings per container. And just looking at kind of, you know, the nutrition facts here, 12 calories per serving, 3 carbohydrates per serving, 28 milligrams of calcium and 20 milligrams of sodium, and then 338 milligrams of that proprietary alginate complex that I just read to you. It also has vegetable glycerin, deionized water, licorice, ginger powder, of course, and natural flavor extract so that it is more pleasant to consume. Like I said, I've used this for a few weeks now, and I've noticed consistent results. It helps treat the acid reflux symptoms, the heartburn immediately, and it does last. And when I take it before bed, I am able to go to sleep, and my heartburn doesn't keep me up at night, which is phenomenal. I just really kind of enjoy it. I think that it's worth it. A lot of antacids and heartburn treatments are pricey. They are expensive. They are not cheap. And so $32 for 47 servings, that's gonna last you about a month probably. And you're gonna notice relief pretty soon. I've had a pleasant experience with this. I'm definitely gonna buy this again. Personally, I like that it has the added lemon ginger. I do a lemon balm tea with some grated ginger and fresh lemon every night to help with digestion. And the lemon and ginger in this are also helping with digestion. And yeah, I just think that it's a good product. I think that it's gonna be good for people who are looking for a more all-natural solution. Now, I will say that this isn't gonna replace your PPI if you are on like Prevacid or Protonix or one of those good meds for GERD, for an actual issue. But if you're having a rough time even on those with your symptoms, or if you just get occasional heartburn and you want something to take that isn't Tums and isn't gonna kind of mess up your system, has fewer side effects, then definitely go with this. Personally, anecdotally, I haven't had any negative side effects from using this, and I've used this quite a few times now. And I really appreciate that, because I don't want to take something that's just going to make me throw up or make me sicker. I would recommend this, and I want to try their PM flavor, their Midnight Berry as well, because I have trouble getting to sleep, and I got the melatonin would help a lot. So I wanted to go over some alternatives to Reflux Raft that I think that you might want to check out, if it's out of your price range, or if you just have different things you're looking for out of your reflux solution. First and foremost, and the closest one to Reflux Raft, is going to be Reflux Gourmet. I'm going to go ahead and call this one the best overall. It is $28 a tube, and that comes with the same amount of servings as Reflux Raft. Similar to Reflux Raft, it has, it is an alginate-based therapy, and it also has a mixture of other antacids within it for immediate, lasting relief, including calcium pantothenate, sodium alginate, sodium bicarbonate is the blend in this. It's also a gel, but this one tastes much, much better. It was actually formulated with Real Chef. A Real Chef helped formulate the flavors. They have the vanilla caramel rescue. This one is my favorite. It tastes like a caramel sauce from like a coffee shop. They also have a mint chocolate, if you're interested in that. $4 cheaper and tastes better. I've used both, and this one has given me the same results, but just cheaper and a more enjoyable experience. So this is gonna be the best overall alternative. I also have a list of some other ones. So another alginate-based therapy is Gaviscon. I believe that's how you pronounce it, if you are in the UK. Unfortunately, the Gaviscon that you find in the US is a different formula that does not have alginate in it. I'm not sure why. I couldn't really find out the tea on why the two separated, but it is different manufacturers, of course, in the US. And if you buy Gaviscon here, it's just going to be kind of a regular antacid like Tums, and it doesn't have algae in it. It does not have that property within it. So if you are in the UK and you have access to that Gaviscon, then that is a great alternative for an alginate-based therapy. It is also cost effective. It comes in, I believe, a tablet and a liquid. If you are looking for an all-natural alternative, if that is, your priority, then try licorice or slippery elm. These are some natural antacids that provide relief. Licorice provides kind of coats the stomach, and slippery elm is also proven to be, very good at managing heartburn symptoms. So if Reflux Raft isn't for you, totally fine. There are some great alternatives. The best one and closest one is going to be the Reflux Gourmet. This is delicious, and I use it every day. So let me know what you think. Sorry about the costume change. I forgot to cover the alternatives originally, but I did want to come back and give you guys some options. So let me know what you think. If you like Reflux Raft, if you've tried any of the alternatives and prefer those, and have a great day.